Consumer Reports surveyed roughly 380,000 vehicles this year, and the verdict on electric cars was harsh. EVs averaged more problems than gas cars and more than hybrids. Out of roughly 70 electric vehicles on sale in America, only 8 earned a rating of average or better. 8. And the brand sitting at number 1 spent a decade being the punchline of every reliability conversation. Here are the only EVs Consumer Reports actually signs off on. Let's get into it. We start with the vehicle wearing the most trusted badge in the automotive world, the Toyota BZ. Toyota sits 5th in Consumer Reports' 2026 brand rankings, and the BZ benefits from the engineering philosophy behind that placement. Toyota does not ship components it has not tortured. This is the company whose hybrid batteries routinely outlast the taxis they power, using conservative charge management that treats battery health as sacred. The refreshed BZ carries that forward with a native NACS charging port, more power from new motors, faster charging, a slightly larger battery, and under-the-skin work to reduce noise and improve the ride. Range now reaches 314 miles, and Toyota has been stacking up to $7,000 in factory discounts with 0% financing, which pushes the effective price under $30,000. Now, the part I am not going to skip because it affects this car and 2 others on this list. Toyota has issued a recall covering the 2026 BZ, the Lexus RZ, and the Subaru Solterra. The control unit managing the high voltage battery can develop a fault that results in a loss of drive power. Owner notification letters went out this month, and the fix is a free software update at the dealer. That is a real issue. And it is also exactly the kind of thing that gets caught and corrected quickly by a company with Toyota's service infrastructure. If you buy one, confirm the update is done before you drive away. Number 7 comes from the brand Consumer Reports, ranks number 1 overall in America, the Subaru Solterra. Subaru took the top spot in Consumer Reports' 2026 brand report card for the 2nd year running and the 3rd time in 5 years, on the strength of models rated at or above average across the lineup. And Consumer Reports' own page on the Solterra says it expects about average reliability compared to the average new car, based on data from 3 model years. Here is the honest context though, because Consumer Reports gave it too. The Solterra is Subaru's lowest scoring model, the brand's laggard, and it is closely related to the Toyota BZ from the previous entry, sharing the same early production issues. So it is average in a lineup of above average cars. The 2026 update was substantial. Standard NACS charging, more power from new motors, faster charging speeds, a larger battery, and 278 miles of EPA range. The earlier Solterra suffered from slow charging and uncompetitive range, and those were the 2 complaints the refresh targeted directly. For a Subaru loyalist who wants to go electric without leaving the brand, this is the option. And it now has the charging speed and range to make sense. Just note, it shares the same battery control unit recall as the BZ and the Lexus you'll hear about shortly. Same fix, same free software update, same advice. Confirm it is complete before you sign. Number 6 is the entry that surprises people because its own brand is struggling, the Chevrolet Equinox EV. Consumer Reports places Chevrolet 17th in its 2026 brand rankings, mid-pack at best. The Cadillac Lyriq scores below average. The Blazer EV lands near the bottom of everything Consumer Reports rates. General Motors' electric platform has been dragging scores down across the board. And then Consumer Reports' own page on the Equinox EV says it expects about average reliability compared to the average new car. In a lineup where its siblings are struggling, this one holds the line. Worth clearing up 1 point of confusion because it trips people up. Consumer Reports' brand report card notes the Chevrolet Equinox scoring well below average, but that refers to the gas Equinox, which was redesigned for the 2025 model year. The Equinox EV is a completely different vehicle on a different platform, and it rates separately. What that gets you is the value benchmark of the affordable segment. 319 miles of range, a 17.7-inch touchscreen, larger than what comes in vehicles, costing 3 times as much. Available Super Cruise on higher trims. And it has been one of the best-selling non-Tesla electric vehicles in America for 2 years running. One honest note, Consumer Reports lists multiple NHTSA recalls on the 2026 Equinox EV, so run the VIN and confirm every campaign shows closed before you sign. Regular viewers know that advice by now, and it applies here as much as anywhere. Number 5 comes from the most reliable European brand in America, the BMW i5. Consumer Reports ranks BMW second overall in its 2026 brand report card, less than a point behind Subaru. And the organization was specific about why. Every BMW model has average or better predicted reliability. Not most of them, all of them. For a brand with BMW's reputation for expensive surprises, that is a genuine reversal. The i5 is the electric 5 Series, and it behaves like one. Around 300 miles of range on the eDrive 40, a cabin that feels like a proper BMW rather than an experiment, wireless smartphone integration standard, and the driving balance the 5 Series has been refining for decades. The M60 version pushes near 600 horsepower if you want it. What earns BMW that rating is a long head start. The company has been building and studying electric vehicle batteries since the original i3 launched over a decade ago. And those early packs became a quiet legend in degradation studies for holding capacity far better than their era's rivals. That conservative battery management carries straight into the i5. There is a timing note worth knowing. BMW is transitioning to its new Neue Klasse platform, and the i4 and iX are being phased out here to make room for the iX3 and the new i3. The i5 continues, but if you are shopping BMW electric right now, you are shopping across a generational handoff. The i5 is the mature choice. Number 4 is the comeback story on this list, the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Regular viewers know this car had a rough start. Early extended range models had a high voltage junction box recall that could cause sudden power loss. Software problems were common. Consumer Reports scored it below average through 2024. Then Ford fixed it, and Consumer Reports noticed. The organization has pointed out that Ford has largely worked the bugs out since the 2021 launch, and owner satisfaction now ranks above average. In a recent comparison, Consumer Reports recommended the Mach-E over the Hyundai Ioniq 5, praising its quick acceleration, comfort, handling, range, and interior space. Sit with that for a second. Consumer Reports picking the Ford over the most awarded electric vehicle in America is not a sentence anyone would have written 3 years ago. The vehicle backs it up. Up to 320 miles of range on the extended range version. Blue Cruise hands-free highway, driving that ranks among the best systems outside Tesla. The frunk with the drain plug that doubles as a cooler. And Ford has been stacking aggressive incentives, 0% financing, payment holidays, bonus cash, because the Mach-E is now carrying Ford's entire electric lineup alone. The one thing to verify on any used or older example is that both junction box recalls show closed. 5 minutes with a VIN separates a sorted car from an open question. Number 3 has the longest production history of any electric car on this list, and that turns out to be the whole point. The Tesla Model 3. The Tesla Model 3 has been on sale since 2017. 9 model years of revisions, corrections, and refinements. And Consumer Reports rates it average or better, with the organization describing it as the most reliable Tesla in the lineup. The battery data backs it up. Model 3 packs typically retain around 90 to 92% of original capacity after 5 years. And regular viewers know from the longevity video that taxi and rideshare fleets have pushed these well past 200,000 miles on original hardware. One example crossed 380,000. What you get today is 363 miles of range on the long-range rear-wheel drive, the best efficiency of any Tesla. Supercharger access, and over-the-air updates that keep improving the car years after purchase. The known complaints are worth stating plainly. Consumer Reports notes that relying on the touchscreen for most functions can be distracting, and the front control arms are a documented wear item that can develop a creak. That repair runs a couple $100s. Those are the complaints. A distracting screen and a suspension bushing. On a car 9 model years into production, that is what a mature product looks like. The problems are known, small, and cheap. Number 2 is the second most reliable electric vehicle in Consumer Reports' entire dataset, and the only Japanese EV to make this list, the Lexus RZ. Consumer Reports says it expects the 2026 RZ to be more reliable than the average new vehicle. Not average, more reliable than average. That is the highest praise on this countdown, outside of number 1. And it comes with Lexus sitting 6th in Consumer Reports brand rankings, alongside Toyota at 5th. The reason is, the same conservative engineering that put the BZ on this list executed with Lexus build quality on top. Careful battery management, generous buffers, modest charging speeds by design, because gentler charging is kinder chemistry, and a service network that treats ownership as part of the product. The RZ has also been quietly succeeding while nobody watched. Regular viewers know Lexus doubled its RZ sales this year, moving over 7,800 units in the first half and more than 1,000 in a single month, in a luxury electric segment where Cadillac, BMW, and Mercedes have all been stacking unsold inventory. The same recall applies here as the BZ and the Solterra. The high voltage battery control unit fault fixed with a free software update. Confirm it is done. But if your priority is buying an electric vehicle and then not thinking about it for a decade, the RZ is the closest thing on this list to a Lexus ownership experience with a plug attached. And the most reliable electric vehicle in America, according to Consumer Reports, is the Tesla Model Y. 10 years ago, that sentence would have been a joke. Consumer Reports spent years criticizing Tesla's build quality, pulling recommendations, and ranking the brand near the bottom. This year, Tesla cracked Consumer Reports' top 10 brands for the first time ever. And the organization's head of auto testing said it plainly. Tesla makes the most reliable electric vehicles now. His explanation was not about engineering brilliance. It was about time. Nobody has been building electric vehicles as long or in the volume Tesla has. The Model S has not been fundamentally redesigned in 15 years. When you build the same thing millions of times, you find and fix the problems. That is the thread running through this entire list. Every vehicle here is either a mature design or comes from a company with deep manufacturing history. And every vehicle on the least reliable list is the opposite, a first-generation product on a brand new platform. The Model Y itself is the best-selling vehicle on the planet. 357 miles of range, the supercharger network, over-the-air updates, an optional third row, and the largest real-world dataset of any electric vehicle in existence across every climate and every kind of abuse, which is precisely why Consumer Reports can rate it with confidence. One exception worth naming, and Consumer Reports named it too. The Cybertruck is the outlier in Tesla's lineup, rated well below average, proving the same rule from the other direction. New platform, new problems, even at Tesla. 8 vehicles out of roughly 70 on sale. That is the entire list Consumer Reports signs off on. And the reason the number is that small is that electric vehicles as a category still post more problems than gas cars and hybrids. But look at what the 8 have in common. The Model 3 has been in production 9 years. The Model Y is the most built electric vehicle on Earth. The Mach-E spent 5 years getting its bugs worked out. The BZ, Solterra, and RZ come from a company that has been perfecting battery management since the first Prius. BMW has been studying electric powertrains since the original i3. Not one of them is a brand new design on a brand new platform. That is the single most useful thing in this video. Consumer Reports found the same pattern across the whole industry. Newness predicts problems better than badge, price, or country of origin. So the practical advice writes itself. Buy the model that has been around a while. Buy the newest model year of that design. Confirm the recalls are closed by VIN before you sign, because 3 of the cars on this list have an open one right now with a free fix waiting at the dealer. And remember that reliability scores describe averages across large samples, not guarantees for your specific car. Warranty coverage and dealer access still matter more than any number. I am Nick, this has been Nick's Car Review, and I will see you in the next one.